Another life lost to civic failures. A young life cut short. Cities turning into silent killers. Mumbai, Janakpuri, Rohini. Different cities, same negligence. How many more lives? Is there no value for human life?
Our top story this hour, across India's cities, negligence is turning everyday spaces into death traps. From open pits and waterlogged roads to collapsing poles and unstable structures, lives, young and old, are being lost. Tonight, we bring you the stories of victims, the families affected, and repeated warnings that went unheeded as civic apathy continues to take a deathly toll. So is there no value for human life? First up the story, and then I bring in the guests.
Across India's cities, lives are being crushed under civic apathy. One open pit, one unstable pole, one collapsing structure at a time. The youngest victim was just 3 years old. In the Lelgarh village in Greater Noida, little Devansh was playing near a temple when he slipped into a rainwater-filled pit. Residents say the pit had been open for weeks.
हम काशीराम हॉस्पिटल हैं क्लासने के पास जिम से बोलते हैं
अच्छा जिम से
उसमें लेके
तो डॉक्टर ने क्या बोला
डॉक्टर ने बोलिए कि आप इसे 5 मिनट या 10 मिनट पहले ले आते तो बच्चा बच गया
हम 10 मिनट पहले ले जाते तो
बच गया
फिर आप लोगों ने पुलिस को शिकायत दी कोई लिख के
पुलिस को बोला था
पुलिस को बोला कुछ लिख के दिया है आप लोगों ने लिख के नहीं दिया
सीढ़ियों से होता हुआ छोटा बच्चा आगे बढ़ता है और आगे ये देखिए ये पूरा एक तालाब सा बना हुआ है गंदा पानी इसके अंदर है और ये ठीक ठाक गहरा है यहाँ पहुंचता है और सिर के बल वो बच्चा इसमें गिर जाता है अगर आप देखें हम इसमें देखेंगे अगर ये यहीं पर क्योंकि यहाँ पर स्लिप भी करेगा 6 सेंटीमीटर जब मैंने आगे ये डंडा किया तो गहराई जो है वो डबल हो गई तो ये आगे कितना गहरा है क्या कंडीशन है किसी को इसके बारे में सही जानकारी नहीं है
Locals allege repeated complaints were ignored. Authorities point to disputes over land ownership.
अब इस बात पर प्राधिकरण काफ़ी दुखी है उस घटना को लेकर के कि एक बच्चे की अकाल मृत्यु हो गई इसमें फिर भी अब अनुरोध प्राधिकरण यही करेगा कि जहां लोग जाएं सार्वजनिक स्थानों पर तो स्वयं भी थोड़ा सचेत रहें और बच्चों को भी केयर करें कि बच्चे इधर उधर न जाने पाए
Hours earlier in Pratapgarh, another life was lost. A high-mast light pole collapsed onto a moving car in a busy market area. Samajwadi Party leader Lal Bahadur Yadav died on the spot just meters from his home. CCTV captured the moment, the crash and then silence. These are not isolated tragedies. A metro pillar slab collapsing in Mumbai. Open pits claiming lives in Janakpuri and Rohini. A tech professional's car plunging into a waterlogged pit in Greater Noida. Different cities, same negligence, same official excuses. In India's urban chaos, safety has become optional and survival is left to chance. Bureau Report, India Today.
Multiple cases and same question, is there no value for human life here in India? Similar instances, similar incidents, and almost similar spaces. And also the fact that multiple cities across the country are witnessing this. Open pits where children, young and old, who have promise in their lives are falling and perhaps they are becoming trapped in what could have been avoided. Who's responsible? What about the civic authorities? What about the municipal corporation? What about our police? Is there anybody who will be held accountable? If you look at it, there have been multiple instances of civic apathy from all over India, from Noida to Greater Noida to Janakpuri, Rohini and Mumbai. And let me bring those visuals, just look at it. 27-year-old software engineer Yuvraj Mehra, remember, died on the night of January 16th to 17th after his car plunged into waterlogged trench, and that was near a construction site in Sector 150 of Greater Noida. 23rd January 2026, this year, we are talking about this year alone, a 11-year-old died after falling into an open drain while playing near his house in Ghaziabad. 6th February 2026, a 25-year-old telecaller, Kamal Dhyani, died in West Delhi's Janakpuri after allegedly falling into, again, an uncovered pit which was left open by the Delhi Jal Board on a poorly lit road. This is how cheap human life has become. And all these instances, multiple incidents on 14th of February 2026, just yesterday and day before, multiple instances on 10th of February, where a 32-year-old migrant worker died, a 2-year-old girl has died in open drains in several parts. That's how we are looking at. The question is, who will be held accountable? One thing is clear, that there have been multiple warnings, which all of them have gone unheeded. Nobody has answered. And let me bring in Yogita Bhayana first, women rights activist who's joining us. Yogita, we continue to raise this question, and it certainly appears that nobody is listening.
Who will listen, Maria? Tell me one thing. When we don't have accountability, when we don't fix accountability, we don't put people in jail, we don't, hold them accountable, nothing will change. Here, what happened? A poor laborer, became the scapegoat in the case of Janakpuri, this incidents. Very unfortunate. These are the incidences we might get to know, but there are thousands of such cases where people are dying because of the circumstances which are there because of the lineage, the inconvenience is caused because of the what we call that we can't hold accountable anyone. We don't know who is the person who has digged the hole or who has digged the pathway or who has put the electrocuted wires around us.
Yes.
We don't know whom to catch because we think always the politicians are at fault. But when we go to the reality, we find that, okay, there are multiple layers. There is an authority and there are multiple authorities involved whom to catch. But they always catch the softest target if the case is highlighted. But when the cases are not highlighted, which is the most of the cases, which is the case, but then nobody is accountable. People die. People keep dying in India. It is not the only thing. Every death in this country, which you can say, other than the health issues, that also I would put that government and authorities are definitely at stake. They are all because of the lack of apathy and lack
just
of...
look at this data which is on our television screens. And let me bring in Kiran Bedi now, former IPS officer and former Lieutenant Governor. Ms. Bedi, the death due to potholes is rising. And we are looking at an advanced country. We are looking at a country where we are talking about multiple issues. But this is so basic. We are leaving open drains. People are dying after falling in a pothole.
Maria, there is a culture of negligence. It's a culture of negligence and culture of indifference. And also it's a culture of unskilled labor. You are bringing unskilled labor to do this work because the contractors pick up unskilled labor from on the extreme from the hinterland who are looking for employment. So all they have skill is to dig. The contractor is also probably not done a course in contracting. He only contracts labor. I'm only talking of these bits. So the contractor goes and brings employment to the unskilled labor and tell them, ye dig karo. So what dig karta hai? There is no training that what is the digging for? Do you know what? They dig and cut the cables also below. They don't know what they're digging. Sometimes there is a fiber there is a telephone cables, they cut that also. They don't realize that they are digging, and what are they digging? How are they digging? It's unskilled labor, which is coming from certain extreme. So they're not trained and they're not taught care. And then they're not trained, nobody briefs them. No contractor briefs them because the contract is subcontracted and subcontracted.
Yes.
So there is lack of knowledge, skill, and training.
But
And
Ms. Bedi,
therefore, let me complete. Therefore, this labor is not care oriented. It works and has done its labor, earned its 24 hours, and goes. It has not been told.
does the buck stop with the laborers? What about the civic authorities? What about the municipalities?
I'm coming to that. Please allow me to complete because it has to be built. This is the problem: is untrained labor. It is the job of the contractor to train, but it is the job of the junior engineers to supervise, and it is the job of the seniors to supervise. They are supervisors. They're not diggers. When supervision is also missing and digging is also untrained, and there's a culture of negligence, this happens. Now, the question is, there is so much observation around. There's a police control room van, there's a traffic patrolling, there are people coming by and watching. There is another indifference in civil behavior. They also don't report. So it's nobody's baby. It's nobody's concern. So therefore, it is a lack of, it's unskilled hands and lack of supervision and civic apathy, all three combined.
Okay. So it's, a combination of multiple factors. But if you look at the pure data here, and while we look at these human faces to those numbers, unfortunate numbers, Yogita, there have been efforts, but what is becoming clear is that despite a lot of residents, highlighting the fact that there are open drains near their homes, near the playground where the children play, nothing seems to be happening, in the sense that their requests, their warnings certainly go unheeded.
So let me tell you, the major fact is that who will report? Are we depending on the stingers or the journalists only, or the citizens are aware? Are they proactive? Or if they are proactive, I mean, they give up the chase. I have given up the chase many times. I saw near my house a manhole where the it is banned manually. It can't be cleaned. It was being cleaned, and I knew people die cleaning the sewage. And unskilled labor, I understand what Kiran ma'am is saying is absolutely right, but who's to be responsible for that? Why are they unskilled? Because they are putting their lives also at stake. So I think then when I tried reaching out to the authorities, nobody was responding. How many times one can chase, one can beg them, plead them, you give up. And so many times I have identified danger spots, but I know nothing happens. You keep running around. Do you think anybody would do that for God's sake? Because people don't have time, and we rely on someone else to do. And as citizens, we are also not very proactive as country. I'm sorry to acknowledge that, because and there is a frustration which is genuine, because how many times you can chase, how many times, and I'm telling you, everything is preventable. Everything is preventable. Unfortunately, all the deaths were preventable. That's the major irony. We really could have saved these people. And nobody talks about the labors. We see citizens dying and we are outraged. But every single day, because I go a lot to government hospitals, I see a lot of laborers dying every single day. Nobody talks about them because they are in danger. They are ignorant. They are unskilled for sure, yes, as ma'am said, but they are ignorant. They don't know their rights. They don't know they need to wear safety gears. How many laborers die building the houses? You know that I'm a disaster management student, so I can tell you how many laborers die. Nobody talks about them. So we need to have a collective efforts in the terms of, as I earlier mentioned, accountability has to be fixed. If you don't put people in jail, nobody will change. And ma'am has been a police officer, will understand only fear people have is going to jail. Unless they are fined and jailed, nobody will change in this country.
Yes.
This is a fact.
Dr. Kiran Bedi, only just few days ago, we were talking about that engineer and his life lost. How he tried, and he was inside water for long. He tried to reach out to the cops. He was alive for 3 hours and then he lost his life. That's how we have seen just few days ago, almost in the same locality? This is Greater Noida that we are talking about.
Maria, there's a very important inquiry on this subject going on, and I think is emerging to be very, very good solutions provider. I think, remember, media must keep track of the results of that inquiry because it was a multi-failure on the contractor, multi-failure on response systems, including disaster management, including policing, including administration, including complaints. Therefore, please keep track and have a discussion on the findings of that committee. But it was a multi-failure and a colossal failure, and that's why I think one of the high-profile contractor, I think, is being fined or is jailed or not bailed. I do not know, but only the newspapers keep us informed of the developments. So that's a very classic case of total indifference of all the authorities concerned, all. And as Yogita very rightly said, preventable, because the contractor left a whole gaping hole, and people were complaining, and there's an indifference to complaints also. I think another thing which is failure is the response system of the administration. When it should respond when a complaint has come. What is the complaint cell for, or a grievance redressal cell for, if it's not going to respond to the complaints? So what कागजी कार्रवाई का कोई फायदा नहीं. So we need to respond. So if we were responding, habit of a culture of responding to grievances urgently, such things can be easily preventable.
Okay. Dr. Kiran Bedi and Yogita Bhayana, really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us on a story which certainly keeps happening, and we keep talking about civic apathy. Perhaps there is no answer. What we can do best is raise that issue repeatedly. Shifting focus to another story, and this is coming in from Kerala. A baby, just 10 months of age, has become Kerala's youngest organ donor, giving life to 5 people even as the baby was laid to rest with state honors. The family that decided to allow the hospital authorities to harvest these organs are being lauded for this noble act. And baby's case also spotlights the need for more awareness around the shortage of organs in India and the need to come forward to help patients in dire need. Take a look at this report.
10-month-old baby Aline laid to rest with full state honors. A mark of respect to an act that deserves just so much appreciation. The 10-month-old baby, Aline Sharon Abraham, was declared brain dead on the 13th of February after meeting with a road accident. In an act of magnanimity, her family, who escaped with injuries in the same accident, agreed to donate the infant's organs. The baby's organs has given life to 5, liver to a 6-month-old baby in Thiruvananthapuram. Sharon also donated 2 kidneys, a heart valve, as well as her eyeballs. Kerala Health Minister Veena George also attended the last rites.
The youngest organ donor in the state. So from the deepness of their grief and their sorrow, so it is quite I don't know how to describe that. So it's such an act which shows love and care for humanity, which is a model for many others.
Others thanked the grieving parents and lauded them for this brave act. With this gesture, baby Aline has become the youngest organ donor in Kerala. In India, as per the government data, 3,000 people died in the last 5 years waiting for organs. Right now, the list is a very long one of patients waiting for organs. About 82,000 patients across India are waiting for some sort of the organ or the other. There's a huge demand for kidneys, for example, with 60,000 plus patients waiting. 18,000 plus patients are waiting for liver. In India, the donor rate is also poor at 1 per million population. Doctors are relying heavily on live donations. Patients, in fact, who are getting these organs from their family members. But the essential part of this is to stress on cadaver donations, which is donations from the deceased.
Removal of the body organs by the specialist should be available at all district levels and at least medical colleges of the country. This department should be developed because we are lacking that infrastructure also. That is again a problem.
Baby Aline's humanitarian gesture sends a powerful message of helping those while in dire need. With Bureau Inputs, Sneha Mordani in New Delhi for India Today Television.
A political storm is brewing in Uttar Pradesh over voter lists. The special intensive revision has sparked a clash between the opposition and the Election Commission, with Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav accusing authorities of mass deletions targeting his supporters. The BJP has defended this process, saying that the opposition is trying to shield illegal and protect their own vote bank. Tonight, we break down what this really means for the voters, the Election Commission, and the political landscape ahead of the elections in Uttar Pradesh in 2027.
A political flashpoint in Uttar Pradesh over voter list. The special intensive revision sparks a direct clash between the opposition and the Election Commission. Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav has accused the Election Commission of mass deletion of SP voters' names during the S.I.R exercise.
फॉर्म 7 की जरूरत क्या है जब तुमने इतनी बड़ी एक्सरसाइज कर ली एसआईआर की? जो पढ़ना लिखना नहीं जानते हैं तो कई उनसे फॉर्म 7 दस्तखत करा रहे हैं या नकली दस्तखत करा रहे हैं अपने व्यक्ति से. ये तमाम सामंतवादी प्रभुत्ववादी लोग हैं जो पीडीए के वोटों को बल्क में कटवा रहे हैं.
Akhilesh alleges targeted removals, forged paperwork and misuse of forms, claiming the process is skewed against the opposition.
लेकिन बीजेपी का बहुत सिंपल तरीका है, बहुत लक्ष्य क्लियर है कि उत्तर प्रदेश का चुनाव वो जीत नहीं रहे हैं. उत्तर प्रदेश का चुनाव वो जीत नहीं रहे हैं, इसीलिए वो वोट कटवाने के माध्यम से हम सबको उलझाए हुए हैं.
The SP chief has sought the EC's intervention, warning that eligible voters may be disenfranchised. The BJP has defended the Election Commission, rejecting the allegations as politically motivated.
पहले भी चुनाव आयोग प्रक्रिया करता था, स्पेशल रिवीजन होता था कि जिससे कि शुद्ध एक बन सके मतदाता सूची, वही प्रक्रिया हो रही है. लेकिन ये डर है इनको कि आज जो अवैध रूप से यहाँ पे वोटर बन गए हैं उनके नाम अगर कटेंगे तो उससे इनको हार दिखाई पड़ रही है, तो इसलिए आरोप लगा रहे हैं.
The numbers have intensified the row. Around 2.89 crore names have been removed from Uttar Pradesh's draft voter list under the S.I.R. Officials say most deletions involve deceased voters, duplicates and migrants, while opposition claims genuine voters have been struck off. This battle goes beyond Uttar Pradesh. Leaders like Mamata Banerjee, Rahul Gandhi and M.K. Stalin have been questioning the Election Commission for months over voter roll revisions and alleged bias. What began as a routine voter list revision has now turned into a larger political debate. With the Election Commission standing by its process and opposition parties flagging concerns, the focus now shifts to transparency and verification, to ensure every eligible voter is counted and every exclusion clearly explained. Bureau Report, India Today.
Joining me on the show tonight, Sajjan Kumar is a political analyst. We have Ghanshyam Tiwari, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Pooja Tripathi representing the Congress, and Anila Singh of the BJP. Let me begin with you, Ghanshyam Tiwari. Something that I've heard from all opposition leaders is being said by Akhilesh Yadav as well. What has he done in terms of the legal recourse? We saw what Tejasvi did in Bihar. Mamata Banerjee speaking about it, just in front of judiciary. She spoke about it in the courtroom itself. What about Akhilesh Yadav?
Good evening, Maria, to you, my fellow co-panelists and the viewers. There are three important things. Let me just lay it out for the viewers. Uttar Pradesh has 1,62,000 booths. On an average, a booth has 150 families. The numbers that you showed, which is 2.89 out of 15.44 crore, means roughly 20% of voters in each booth are now suspect, which means 30 out of 150 families are suspect, people who have been living in those villages are suspect. Who are these people? The data says that 30% of people in Uttar Pradesh, families in Uttar Pradesh, are landless. So they don't have an address. That's one. 55% of women are literate, 45% of women are illiterate. Nearly 1 in 3 men are illiterate. So who are these people who 20% families, 30 families out of 150 on an average, that BJP is calling suspect voters? People who don't have land, who are not literate. And how is BJP orchestrating this conspiracy against voters? It is not BJP who's using Form 7 to get their names stuck off. There is something called unidentified, agyat. An unknown individual, a mischievous person is coming up with forged signatures, sending out these letters. You don't even know that your name will be stuck off. So if I am an illiterate person who's landless, who's poor, somebody who's a BJP's agent, who doesn't write in BJP's name, sends a Form 7 and says that my name should be cut off. 2.89 crore voters. This is a fraud against people of India. The same kind of fraud that we've seen in Indo-US deal, but that's not the matter here. This is a fraud against the poorest of the people in India.
No, it's something that we have heard. But the entire process, as far as the special intensive revision is concerned, it's the need of the hour. That's what the Election Commission is saying. My question you have not answered yet, Ghanshyam Tiwari. What is the Samajwadi Party doing if it is finding these discrepancies?
So the answer is simple. The reason I laid out these numbers is when we talk about 3 crore people, 20% of the voter base of Uttar Pradesh, the answer is not just courts. The answer is to make it an everyday affair, to bring out data in public domain that here are these 1 lakh fraudsters. Or,
no, so basically it's trying to create narrative without actually taking it to any legal, seeking any legal recourse. That's what it appears at the moment. So I'm trying to understand again. Anila Singh, something, one moment. No, you have made your point. Anila Singh, something that all the opposition leaders are speaking about, that there is a problem in the S.I.R. activity or the S.I.R. exercise. I'm still to find any concrete evidence that this is being done against only those supporters, voters of opposition parties.
My Ram to all. And if I talk about S.I.R., it is not political. It is constitutional. It is routine. And it is for all those who believe in democracy, a transparent democracy. But those who believe in bogus votes, they are going to raise questions. They are going to raise red flags. Well, good enough. If you want to raise red flags, you're more than welcome. But why are you accusing any political party or the state government? Do you think that this exercise is being conducted by the state government or the Bharatiya Janata Party as a political party? Of course not. Mr. Akhilesh Yadav says, Bharatiya Janata Party को पता है कि वो 2027 में नहीं आने वाले हैं, तो वो वोट कटा रहे हैं. And, he has given the example of Form 7. Just filing Form 7 doesn't assure that the name of that person as a voter will be struck down. There's a whole procedure behind it. It is not arbitrary, but still they are spreading lies. And most probably Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari has not heard the interview conducted by Aaj Tak in India today as well, where he explains that the voters gap which he was talking about right now, though his audio was not very clear, he had explained that how the checks and balances are being done and the whole exercise is being conducted.
Let me bring in the Congress spokesperson. On which side of the debate is she on? On which side is the Congress standing? Because we haven't really heard from the Congress party in the context of Bengal. And now for a state which is going to polls only in 2027, the buzz has started. Go ahead, Pooja. Explain the position of the Congress party here.
Congress stands with democracy, on the side of democracy, and Congress stands on the side of free and fair and transparency when it comes to the institutional bodies. Because they are not run by Bharatiya Janata Party headquarters as the picture is. They are actually, they're responsible to people of country and they're responsible to constitution. When you just said, where is the proof? When 18,000 affidavits were filed by Samajwadi Party, Election Commission said no affidavits were filed. There's been ample proof by Rahul Gandhi or yesterday's press conference by Akhilesh Yadav, where he went on to say the signature of the SP MLAs were forced to use Form 7. Saying that Form 7 ka to pura ek procedure hota hai, then how in Babaganj Assembly 100 votes were deleted and the DM is saying that they were deleted, by mistake and the authorities are not involved. Why no action is being taken by these fraudulent voter deletion? Why does anybody?
Okay, those are specific points. Those are specific questions. Perhaps Anila Singh should respond. Why is there no action despite acceptance that there have been deletions without any, without the process of law?
Number one, as I mentioned, that perhaps knowingly they become like they don't know anything. These political parties, the opposition political parties, and they try to show as if any state government or the political party is conducting S.I.R. And here I just have a simple question from a Congress party spokesperson that do you know what is Form 7? Do you know the process? If you know the process of Form 7, can you tell me here? For my own enhancement of the knowledge, can you tell me how the Form 7 works? What is the process?
Did you answer what questions I raised in Akhilesh?
No, I'm asking you a simple question. Just now you said that the discrepancies are rampant in all states, wherever Bharatiya Janata Party government is not there. You are saying discrepancies are there, and you are quoting that all because of Form 7. So please tell me what is the process? What is the process of
seats where, Samajwadi Party and the India Alliance took over in 2024 elections. Akhilesh Yadav came with proof, assembly-wise, came with proof, booth-wise, saying this
you
where
don't
the...
know. You are not able to give me the process of Form 7, how it is submitted and how it works. You don't have any knowledge. You are also sitting.
While you are acting
Indian National Confused Party here, you are a confused spokesperson. You don't have any knowledge. You're simply sitting here and you are accusing Election Commission of India. You are accusing.
No, but Anila Singh, you know, one thing that I also don't understand, that why is the BJP jumping to defend the Election Commission? One moment.
BJP is in cahoots with Election Commission.
You don't have any knowledge about Election Commission and you're simply misquoting the facts here.
Mamata Banerjee has went to court. Akhilesh Yadav is
going. And that is the reality of the Congress Party.
Okay, let me bring in Sajjan Kumar. Sajjan Kumar, you know, not the first, perhaps won't be the last. Every state which is going through this process of special intensive revision, questions are being raised by the opposition on this entire exercise, whether it's free and fair. But the state which went to polls, that is the state of Bihar, there is no evidence which was provided by the opposition parties that there has been some kind of deletion of their supporters, workers, or even voters in this exercise.
Precisely. There are two aspects. One, S.I.R. is a constitutional mandate by to the Election Commission of India, and that has to be done regularly, the way you have many other things like census, etc. This is one. Two, with regard to the Form 7, I mean, I have seen the Form 7 and it is not just about application to object to others' name. You can also apply under Form 7 to delete your name because of transfer, etc. So this is one. With regard to misuse, so to some extent, since millions of people are involved in the electoral range, so there can be some administrative lapses here and there. But let's give see the figure. Both Samajwadi Party and BJP has provided around 1.5 lakh booth level agents each to assist the BLOs, that is the Election Commission officers at booth level. This is one. It nearly matches with the total number of booths, you know, in the Uttar Pradesh. So there is a strict vigilance at the party level along with the Election Commission. Two, what is the basis of claim? The claim is not just that names are being deleted illegally and mischievously. It also gives a social background to the names. So they are PDAs, Pichhadas, Dalit and Alpasankhyakas. Now let's test Pichhadas, who constitute the bulk. You know, so at this juncture, organizationally and party-wise, if we were to see the profile of BJP, if Election Commission, as per the allegation, is deleting the name of Pichhadas, as per the instructions of the BJP, what is the profile of BJP? It has Keshav Prasad Maurya, Swatantra Dev Singh, allies like Anupriya Patel and Sanjay Nishad, all from OBCs and weaker OBC castes. Then you see they have 751 Mandal president, that is block level, Tehsil level president. Out of 751, BJP has more than 50% presidents, as per 2025 data, who comes from the OBCs. Your prime minister is OBC. Your vice president is OBC. So are you trying to see a OBC dominated party is trying to delete the names of OBC voters, thinking that it is going to harm it? So this doesn't make any sense. I think the political angle is that post 2024 election, Samajwadi Party has a challenge to shed its Muslim Yadav only party, and therefore it suits its political propaganda to somehow link S.I.R, which is the plank of the India alliance parties, with PTA so that Samajwadi Party's own gamut of catchment area increases. But that doesn't, yeah.
Okay. Those are valid points that have been raised. Ghanshyam, respond point-wise, please. There are BLAs, your own party BLAs. If they are saying that this is some kind of rigging is happening, then what is the way forward? What is the way out of it? It cannot be just about addressing a press conference.
A bunch of propaganda will not stand in face of the facts. What are the facts? Let's go one by one. Even in today's press conference, Akhilesh Yadav presented names of different people whose names have 16 voters in Sakaldiha, whose names have been deleted by forged signature of SPMLA. Similarly, nearly 100 voters in booth number 365 in Babaganj. What is the overall model? Here is the template of Form 7. Application details, objected person details. The person who's objecting has to give his own details. Reason for objection deletion: death, underage, absent, already enrolled, not an Indian citizen. Declaration: a signed statement confirming the facts are true. Now, there are 1.1 lakh people who have submitted Form 7 objecting to other voters. 1.1 lakh people. Not one of your viewers watching this program is one of them. These are conspirators of BJP who are not doing it by name of BJP. These are independent citizens who are saying 20% of voters in my village are fake voters. In a village where 30% are landless, where 40% are illiterate, there are these shenanigans who are coming and by the way, the landless poor people will not know about it. When will they know about it?
But Ghanshyam, these landless people are also very voter conscious. These are voter conscious people. Are we just... No. Let's be clear. All those who are going to cast their vote, you are undermining your own voters. Or underestimating their wisdom.
Please allow me to frame a very simple question. If your name is getting deleted because Anila Singh ji put a Form 7, which in a wrong way says that you are a fake voter, you will not know today. You will know when the voter rolls are published.
But Ghanshyam, let's be clear. When the voters went to cast their vote in Bihar, for all the propaganda which was there before that, did you or the opposition find a single voter who was not allowed to vote when he had his name in the voter list?
Let us not
give me one name, one number.
Let us not shift the goalpost between Bihar and UP. We are discussing UP, but
no, because no. I'm seeing similar example being cited just ahead of another election.
Ask a question, here the response.
And undermining the voters' wisdom.
There's no wisdom here. An illiterate voter who discovers on the eve of election.
Why is there an assumption that an illiterate voter will not be aware of his voting right?
Allow me to state a simple sentence. An illiterate voter who discovers on the eve of the election day that a BJP conspirer has struck
then what
his
is your BLA doing? What are the party workers of the Samajwadi Party doing?
I cannot believe that this simple statement is being missed by you. If somebody who's conspiring goes ahead and deletes a name, you will get to know on the day the draft rules are published.
No, that's not how it works. We are assuming... No, what about the BLAs? How are you understanding? What about your own party workers? Are you not checking them in the list? That's how it is working out. There is an assumption that all those names who are still there in the list are only of the BJP workers and supporters. You're forgetting about your own voters and supporters.
Every voter is an Indian voter. And if 20% of voters have been called fake and suspect by an election commission, right, then it is not just the responsibility of one party in a process which is not even transparent. What nonsense is playing out in the country?
Again, same questions about transparency being raised. It's a story which is almost becoming like an evergreen story ahead of every election in every state. Sajjan Kumar, political analyst, joining us. Thank you. Ghanshyam Tiwari, Pooja Tripathi and Anila Singh. And news coming in that DMK is upset over some outbursts that have been made by Tamil Nadu Congress netas. The DMK Congress seat sharing talks are now in jeopardy. DMK has sought action against Congress MP Manikam Tagore, and the Congress chief has rushed to Bengaluru to meet Congress Tamil Nadu chief has rushed to Bengaluru to meet Mallikarjun Kharge, Congress president. And DMK has warned the Congress that this could impact their talks. The DMK has said that this outburst, repeated outburst by Congress MP Mallikarjun Kharge will impact their alliance. So what is going to happen now? Apurva is joining us. Apurva, give us the details.
Well, in fact, time and again we have.
You have to unmute yourself, Apurva.
In fact, time and again we have seen seat sharing talks that have been taking.
There seems to be a problem with your line, Apurva.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Apurva, go ahead.
Yes, in fact, time and again we have seen seat sharing talks that have been taking place between the Congress and the DMK here, and it has yet to become fruitful here. What we are getting to learn from sources is that with the repeated kind of talks that are going on by, Manikam Tagore, who is the Congress MP here in Tamil Nadu, and as well as other entities such as Praveen Chakravarti and whatnot, talking about the seat sharing and most likely the possibility of power sharing that is going on in the India alliance here. We have seen the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, who has shut down all rumors, saying that it will be in India alliance, but there will be no talks of power sharing that will be entertained. Is what the DMK Supremo and Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin had very prominently stated here. That we are now seeing the DMK also, even as the several Congress leaders are giving their opinions on these seat sharing talks between the Congress and the DMK. Their DMK leaders are not happy with the kind of statements that are being made. That's what sources are telling us. Remember, just 2 days back, Manikam Tagore, the Congress MP, had put out a post on platform X, wherein he said that power sharing is inevitable, and these kind of sentences that are coming in.
MK Stalin at India Today's conclave in Chennai, the round table which was held, had said very clearly and categorically that there's no question of power sharing, but as far as the equation between the two allies are concerned, that remains robust.